Well, good morning, racing fans, and welcome to MGM Northfield Park. 12 qualifiers on tap for you here this morning as we see some of the stars of tomorrow take center stage. We'll see a lot of the 3-year-old pacers and trotters who are beginning to make their way back to the races here this morning. First race will be out here momentarily. Horses on the racetrack for the first race. Philly Mare qualifying pacing event. To beat the field, one catch the cheer. Ryan Stahl drives. He'll also train for the Cedar Point Beach Racing. Watson Harness Racing, Stuckey at heart. Good Night Dance is the 2. Kurt Sugg drives for Trader Eddie Miller and Dr. Mike Latessa, Ashley Dunn, and Edward Miller. Number 3, Mooney Dragon. Chris Lems drives for Scott Cox and owner John DeSantis. I don't know who is for. Chris Hirschberger trains and drives for the CNC Stables LLC. Big Bad Beach Bunny is 5. Tyler Angus drives for Corey DeArmond, and he co-owns with David Kapp. And Chasing Cash is 6. Logan Ebersole drives for Christopher Russo and owner Casey Russo. Field of 6 going postward here. There are no changes in this first Philly and Mare qualifying event. One catch the cheer, a $26,000 Ohio selected yearling purchase. It's the first foal out of the dam upsell Hanover, bred here at Ohio by William Donnelly and Alan Kent Swain Jr. The second dam produced several that made it to the races. Catch the cheer making her first career start this morning. 2 Good Night Dance, the first foal out of the dam, Mary Good Night. She's since produced 2 other foals, so this will be the first 3-year-old taking center stage. The sire had a lot of success here at MGM Northfield Park, was 3rd in the Ohio Sire Stakes Consolation at 2 last year. 3 Mooney Dragon, Scott Cox trainee, is a 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon, is a half to Bettor's Western, Full Moon Beach, and full to a Fear of Moonlight. All have made over $100,000 in their career. Bettor's Western made $287,000 in their career. 3 Mooney Dragon was facing condition ranks last year. Raced in the Consolation 2 of the Buckeye Stallion Series. Didn't really have much left in the tank. Currently 0-4-12 in their career. I don't know who is the 4. The dam, without a doubt, produced 3 horses that have all made over $50,000. Was mostly a fair horse in their 2-year-old season. And the 5 Big Bad Beach Bunny, another one to take a look at here. The second day produced P.S. I Love You Heartbreaker. Made over $1.5 million. Multiple earners of over $100,000. Made $33,000 last year. The 6 Chasing Cash is the first starter for the dam. Was 0-for-9 as a 2-year-old. Did have some success over the New York Fair circuit. So we'll see what comes of that one here this morning. Field of 6 on gate. Ready for a start. Race 1 here at MGM Northfield Park. Pacers move it up. And away they go. They're off and pacing. Good Night Dance first away down the center of the racetrack. Moody Dragon right there too. And I don't know who came away cleanly in third for Hirschberger as they move into the first herd. Catch the Cheer on her maiden voyage. She came away in fourth and she looks comfortable right there for stall. It's a length at a quarter back to Big Bad Beach Bunny and it's 2.5 to Chasing Cash. They're in straight alignment up the backstretch and Good Night Dance has the lead by 2 open lengths over Mooney Dragon who's chasing from in second. Quarter time was fast in 28 and 3. Down at the inside, I don't know who is about 7 off the lead from in third, but looks very comfortable under heavy Chris Hirschberger holding. Then it's a gap of 5 back to Catch the Cheer. At $26,000. Ohio selected purchase is fourth at this point for stall. Now floating to the outside. Here's Tyler Angus and Big Bad Beach Bunny. That one's got about 12 to make up as they come by the stands first time. And last and trailing is Chasing Cash, who is under heavy Logan Ebersole urging here. So they're off a half at 58 seconds flat. So it's Good Night Dance who's opened up 2.5 into the clubhouse turn final time. Mooney Dragon is gapping from in second. Lem's beginning to ask her to improve a little bit here. It's a gap of 3 back to I don't know who. Then we come back to Big Bad Beach Bunny, who is saving ground from in fourth. It's a gap of 4 back to Catch the Cheer. And the back marker is Chasing Cash, who is having trouble keeping up with the field. As they get to 3/4 at 126 at 4, 28 at 4 for Good Night Dance, who leads them into the far turn for the final time. This was a homebred for Eddie Miller and Ashley Dunn. And boy, Good Night Dance looks strong on the lead here. Was racing in the Sire Stakes last year and clearly headed there again this year. Good Night Dance going to win by as much as she pleases under confident handling from Kurt Sugg. She's going to win by about 9 in the end. The battle is for place. Big Bad Beach Bunny finished very well, as did Mooney Dragon. Final time, 155 for Good Night Dance. Big mile here this morning for the 3-year-old brown filly by Dancing Yankee. As always, a virgin mare, Mary Goodnight. Again, it's a homebred daughter of Dancing Yankee for Ashley Dunn and Eddie Miller. Trotters. Trotters on the racetrack for race number 2 here this morning. It is a field of 6. Let's meet the field 1 Mountaineer Prince. Justin Irvine drives for the stable.ca and trader Jason McGinnis. 2 Del Wynn. Jimmy Smith back here. He owns and trains. 3 One Good Deed is owned by the Scalacci Stables. Stabova Racing, John Manning, and Vince Acosta Jr. Chris Lems drives for Sam Scalacci. Jeff Conger sends out for Big Bruno. He trains and drives. He also co-owns with Shannon Conger and Conger. Rolita Troyer sends out the 5 Shawnee Class. Kurt Sugg drives for Noah Byler. Striking Marseille is the 6. Charlie Myrick trains and drives for the 2nd Chance Stable. All but one in here, a homebred. Only one in this group, a homebred. It is the 5 Shawnee Class. Made a break in a qualifier here at Northfield Park last week. Kurt Sugg is back in the bike here, hoping for a little bit more luck for the gelding by nothing but class. This is the first starter out of the dam, was sold privately. The dam was a runner-up at the Kentucky Fair final in her day, so some nice breeding for the 5 Shawnee Class. One of the more expensive horses in the field is the 3 One Good Deed. Was a $40,000 Ohio selected yearling purchase. This is the 3rd starter out of the dam. First starter for the dam was 0 for 10 in his career, but the 2nd dam was very successful. Produced Dr. Donerail, who made $768,000. This is the first career start for One Good Deed. Will be trying his luck. The son of Uncle Peter will line up behind the gate here this morning. 1 Mountaineer Prince qualified well to start the year, but has struggled with braking issues since. This is the first starter out of the dam. Mountaineer Lady Jason McGinnis sends her out, hoping for some better luck here this morning. 6 Striking Marseille. First dam, strike 10, produced some solid performers, including M.S. Heather and Charles Ray, who both earned over $100,000 in their careers. Charles Ray actually earned over $200,000, was bred here at Ohio by Alan Miller. Trotters are moving to the top of the stretch, and the starting gate's rolling. Off stride before the start, the 5 Shawnee Class. Shawnee Class is on a break. Trotters moving up, and away they go. They're off and trotting, Striking Marseille and Big Bruno left together. There's Del Wynn and Jimmy Smith. They're going to cross over as they race into the first turn, and Striking Marseille, showing some speed today, has opened up by 2 lengths over Del Wynn, who's in second. Big Bruno came away well in third for Conger. Then we come back to Mountaineer Prince. It's One Good Deed, and trailing is Shawnee Class. And Shawnee Class is actually probably going to catch the tail end of the field here as they raced it past the opening quarter in 31 at 3/5 seconds. So Striking Marseille, the $12,000 Buckeye Classic yearling purchase, went 0 for 7 last year. Does have a first dam who's produced some solid performer. He's on top here by 2 open lengths. As they come by us for the first time. Jimmy Smith and Del Wynn. That one is patiently driven from in second. Looks more comfortable this week than he did last. Conger's going to need to elect to stay in with Big Bruno through a half in 103 and 4. First up for Mountaineer Prince, trying to latch on to cover is Lems in One Good Deed, and we're going to see what this $40,000 Ohio selected yearling purchase has got as Lems sends that one to the outside, 3/8 of a mile to trot. And it's Striking Marseille with the lead. Jimmy Smith being a little aggressive with Del Wynn here. Del Wynn came to the outside to go up and around Striking Marseille. That forced Mountaineer Prince out 3 deep into the track with One Good Deed, who had to go 3 wide here. So One Good Deed's learning The lessons in this mile as they're past 3/4 at 134.2, and it's Mountaineer Prince who leads them into the far turn. One Good Deed is on the outside for Lems. Del Wynn down towards the inside, racing very well today. Then comes Big Bruno 3 wide off the turn. Mountaineer Prince is the first one to turn for home. Here's One Good Deed on the outside, and One Good Deed strides on by and looks very good here this morning. Mountaineer Prince raced well to be second, as did Del Wynn, who was at a photo there with Big Bruno, 2:04 and 1. Horses on the racetrack for the third race, filly and mare qualifying pacing event. The what is Queen of Fear. Kurt Sugg drives for Ashley Dunn. Nettie Miller, who also trades. Lucy Hill is 2. Tyler Angus drives for Odor Trader Corey Dearmond. 3 Evil L is owned by Josiah Miller, who also drives for trainer Elson Miller. My Hair Legend is 4. Logan Ebersole trains and drives for Ronald Rust. 5 All Heads Turn. Gary Wilmuth is the owner. Jalen Bontrager owns for Ryan Verhage. Delightful Summer is the 6. Braden Rhodes drives for the Crazy Parrot Farm and trader Chris Rickert. That is the field for the third race. Some talented filly and mare pacers here this morning, including Queen of Fear, who was 4th at the Ohio Sire Stakes Championship. Runner-up in the Next Generation at 2. Does have a lot of early speed. The homebred daughter of Fear the Dragon. It's the Eddie Miller gang. Some talented fillies qualifying here this morning. The 2 Lucy Hill was a runner-up of the Buckeye Stallion Series Consolation. First starter out of the damn Fashion Hill is down by the Seaside, made $22,140 last year. The 3 Evil L was a $8,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. Was an Ohio Fair champion at 2. The dam produced 2 starters and made over $100,000. The 4 My Hair Legend, Logan Ebersole drives. He also trains. This is a dual eligible filly by Bit of a Legend. The dam produced 2 other starters who both made over $145,000, including My Red Sea, who won the Next Generation at 2. He's the Buckeye Stallion Series champion at 2 and had some success in Kentucky. The 5 All Heads Turn adds Lasix for the second time, raced on the Michigan Fair Circuit last year, making $11,000. And the 6 Beautiful Summer for trader Chris Rickert is the seasoned veteran in the field. The 8-year-old mare by Quality Western has over $170,000 in career earnings. They make their way to the top of the stretch. They're all set for the third race. And away they go. They're off and pacing. Queen of Fear first away with Evil L, who came away well there for Josiah Miller. As Lucy Hill came away cleanly in a third. So they got a little bit stacked up there around the first turn. Dead at the inside, My Hair Legend is next. We go back to a Delightful Summer, and All Heads Turn is the Triller. Queen of Fear is a 3-length leader. Runner-up in the Next Generation at 2. The homebred daughter by Fear the Dragon gets to the opening quarter in 29 seconds flat. The inside Evil L races in a second with Lucy Hill third. My Hair Legend is 4th at this point with Delightful Summer, and All Heads Turn. Bias they come for the first time. Queen of Fear is up here by 6 lengths. Rolling on the outside is My Hair Legend. Evil L is under urging there by Josiah Miller. They're off a half at 58 seconds flat. Lucy Hill races 4th down towards the inside. Then comes a Delightful Summer, and All Heads Turn is the trailer. It's Queen of Fear, who is 3 in front here as they move into the backstretch. Racing next at the inside is My Hair Legend. Then we come back to Evil L, who races in 3rd. Lucy Hill is 4th at this point. Then moving up on the outside is All Heads Turn. 3/4 on the board. How about that? 126-2. And Queen of Fear just took off. She opens up a 7-length lead here over My Hair Legend in 2nd. Then comes Evil L to the outside, who is 3rd. And Lucy Hill is 4th at the inside. But as they come to the top of the stretch and they turn for home here, how about Queen of Fear? She's wrapped up and looking for more. Queen of Fear wins by 7. Evil L 2nd. My Hair Legend the inside was 3rd. Then Lucy Hill at 155-2. Big effort here for Queen of Fear after finishing 4th in the Sire Stakes Championship last year. 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon comes back with a powerhouse performance this morning. in to drive this morning for Isaiah Shrake and the Cookie Ladies. Number 3, Sweet Judy T. Tyler Angus drives for Levi Hirschberger and Mr. Noah Zook. Brianna's favorite is 4. Please note the driving change here to Josiah Miller. They'll add the trotting hobbles. It's owned by Karen Freed, James Mims Jr., and Jan Freed. Tobias Troyer conditions. Bobby T is 5. Chris Hirschberger trains and drives for Bob Troyer and Deborah Cavernmo. Sienna Sunrise is 6. Kurt Sugg drives for Michael Lee, Belusac, Lee, Carson, and Dr. J. Dental. Braden Rhodes drives 7. Big Dreams Count for David Beachy and Mikey Mowad. EV Coco is 8. Corey Krauser trains and drives for the Been There, Done That Racing Stable. Some nice trotters taking center stage here this morning, but one I want to touch on is the 4, Brianna's favorite for Tobias Troyer. This is the first starter out of the Damn Powerful Swan. First career start for the daughter of Marseille. She looks very keyed up on the racetrack. Looks like she wants to go this morning, so we'll see what kind of miles she puts in. They've added the trotting hobbles here. The one Tom hands it over. 3-0 filly by Long Tom. Second Dam produced Victory is Coming. Made $711,000. Remember, Victory is Coming was a very nice trotter for Don McCurgan. What seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was back at like 2016 or 17. Struggled with some braking issues last season. Hoping to recover from those here this morning. 6 Sienna Sunrise was 5th in the Sire Stakes Championship at 2. This is the first starter out of the Dam. Imagine Her Reign. She produced Legacy Affair, who made $317,000 in her career. Trotters make their way to the top of the stretch. They're all set for the 4th race, and the starting gate is rolling. And away they go. They're off and trotting. Off stride. Oh, Bobby T. Bobby T. made a break in stride. So as they move into the clubhouse turn, it is Sweet Judy T who came away with the lead. That one's up by 2 lengths. Cash has Miss Snickers in the pocket, racing in second, but gapping slightly. Coming away third was Sienna Sunrise. Then we come back to Big Dreams Count, who is 2 clear. Tom hands it over. EV Coco is next. That one is about 10 clear of Brianna's favorite. Something amiss there as they're past the quarter in 29 and 2. Into the far turn they go. Sweet Judy T is up by 2. Bobby T right there with Miss Snickers as they come by us for the first time. So Sweet Judy T and Tyler Angus, the $12,000 Lexington selected yearling purchase. This is a dual eligible film down here to the half. She's on top by 2 open lengths over Miss Snickers, who's in second. They're off a half in 101. Now Sugg sends Sienna Sunrise to the outside, and we'll see what this Sire Stakes horse has in her. So they move into the clubhouse turn with 3/8 of a mile left to trot. Sweet Judy T bracing for the challenge of Sienna Sunrise on the outside. And Sienna Sunrise up to engage that leader. These two will duel to 3/4. And Sienna Sunrise powers past on the outside, but Sweet Judy T is fighting on at the inside. 3/4. 130 and 2, back out of the far turn, and it's Sienna Sunrise, the first starter out of the Dam. Imagine Her Reign, bred here in Ohio. She had 2 wins to her credit last year at 10 starts. She's going to turn for home with a 3-length lead. Sweet Judy T could do no better, but she is racing very nicely from in second, now racing a little bit greenly through the stretch. Miss Stickers is going to end up third, but Sienna Sunrise, how about that? 2 minutes flat. We're going to take a break now, and then we will come back here in just a few minutes. We'll also take another break after the 8th race. Horses coming to the racetrack for the fifth qualifier here this morning. It's a field of pacers that will take center stage. So we'll see some more of the stars of tomorrow here this morning. One Why Not Blue Chip, Corey Krauser trains and drives for John Krauser. Number 2, Suddenly Special, Kevin Wolf drives. He also trains for the Wolf Racing Stable. Hey, Hey, It's Frinny. So by Michael Lee, who also conditions, and Dr. Jill Dental, Kurt Sugg. For Ricky Merlot, Ryan Stahl trains and drives. He co-owns with wife Nicole. $5 billion, Tyler Angus drives for David Kapp, trader Corey DeErmond. Number 6, Believe in Tom, Gerald Myjal owns. Justin Irvine drives for Steve Novak. And the 7, Keith Cash Jr. will drive for Steve Novak and Gerald Myjal. Also the $5 billion gets Lasix here this morning. Horses on the racetrack here for the fifth race, and the $5 billion. It was a $102,000 Lexington selected yearling purchase for owner David Kapp, trainer Corey DeErmond, a 3-year-old colt down by the Seaside. They're the Dragon Again mare Western Drag was bred here at Ohio. 1 win in 9 starts as a 2-year-old. Was 5th the Ohio Breeders' Championship. Added Lasix in that start, gets Lasix here again this morning. 2nd, the Buckeye Stallion Series, back on September the 4th. It's kind of up and down in the ranks, was racing at the Sire Stakes, raced a couple of legs of the Buckeye Stallion Series, just trying to find a home. The 6, Believe in Tom, was 2nd in the Fair Consolation at 2. Added Lasix about midway through the 2-year-old campaign. Put together a very nice resume of 11 on the board finishes in 15 starts with just over $50,000 made. 2, Suddenly Special is 4th the Ohio Fair Championship as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old colt by Western Vintage. Finished 4th in that event, but beaten 6 lengths. So you feel we'll go postward here in just a moment. Gauge rolling. Here they come. They're off. They are pacing. It's Billion who fires off the car. Why Not to Blue Chip came away very well there too as they round the first turn. And Tyler Angus is going to put Billion on the lead here. Here's Spartan Hill and Keith Cash Jr. rolling up on the outside with Why Not Blue Chip coming away 3rd. Suddenly Special down towards the inside is 4th with Hey Hey It's Frenay as they move up the back stretch. Racing next, a length and a half off of that, what is Ricky Merlot, and Believe in Tom is the trailer as they get down to the opening quarter in 29 seconds flat. Into the far turn they go. Billion has the lead, a length and 3/4 over Spartan Hill, who's in second. It's 2 lengths further back to Why Not Blue Chip, who came away cleanly in third. That one's about 6 off the lead at this point as Sugg sends Hey Hey It's Frenet to the outside. Suddenly Special races next. That one is 3 clear of Ricky Merlot as they come by the stands on the first occasion down here to the half-mile station. Then we come back to Believe in Tom, who is the trailer. It is Billion on the lead by a length and a quarter through a half and 59 and 1. Spartan Hill is in the pocket racing in a second with Why Not Blue Chip in a third. First up and driving on the outside is Sugg and Hey Hey It's Frenet, and getting a little bit rough gated and ranked there was Why Not Blue Chip. Why Not Blue Chip a little bit rough gated around the turn as they move into the backstretch. So it is Billion who's still on top by a length. Racing in a second is Spartan Hill. It's a gap of 2 to Why Not Blue Chip third as they're off 3/4 in 128 flat. Back out of the far turn, Billion's on top 2.5. On the outside, Spartan Hill is all out from in second. Why Not Blue Chip is a ground-saving third. Splitting horses now is Suddenly Special, and Believe in Tom is going to come off the turn 4 wide through the stretch and to the wire. It is Billion. Billion going to win easily here by about 7 in the end, and here is Justin Irvine and Believe in Tom flat out flying to be second. Why Not Blue Chip was third at 156. Horses on the racetrack for the sixth qualifier this morning. It's a field of trotters, a field of 7 going postward. 1 Kaylee's Princess. Luke Ebersol drives for Tobias Troyer, Karen Freed, and James Mims Jr. Greg Grisbor drives 2 Nothing But Cat for John G. Wengard. He co-owns with Amy Wengard. I'll Be Seeing You is 3. Joe Cramp trains and drives. He also co-owns with Michael Mitch and Lauren Krivos. Number 4 is Massive Hill. Ryan Stahl trains and drives. He co-owns with Watson Harness Racing, Stuckey, and Hart. 5, Let's Go to Paris. Kurt Sugg drives for Edward Miller. He co-owns with Ashley Dunn. Cherry's Priest is the 6. Charlie Myrick trains and drives for the Second Chance Stable. And Burning Down the House. It's the 7. Chris Hirschberger trains and drives for Deborah Cavern-Moe. Just note Keith Cash Jr. will drive the 1, Kaylee's Princess. The 4 Massive Hill, a $25,000 Ohio selected yearling purchase, was bred in Indiana by the Brookside Stables. 3-year-old gelding by What the Hill, Ohio sired gelding. To the Muscle Massive mare Striking Volo. Made a break here last week, was the winner of the Buckeye Stallion Series Consolation at 2. Made just over $40,000 in career earnings thus far in his career. 7 Burning Down the House was 4th in that Buckeye Stallion Series Consolation. Went over 10 last year, but did make $20,000. It's a speedy gelding by Winning Fireworks. One Kaylee's Princess, a $9,500 Buckeye Classic yearling purchase. Draws inside here for Tobias Troyer, was 5th, beaten 2 3/4 lengths on September the 9th at the Meadows against Condition Company. Did try her luck against some of the Buckeye Stallion Series horses last year and was just kind of hit or miss. Did finish 3rd at Souter Downs on July the 23rd. That was for post 6. It won to 59 3 with Hugh Beatty in the sulky. We're going postward here momentarily for race 6. Trotters make their way to the top of the stretch, and here they come. Trotters moving up. And away they go. They're off and trotting. Good getaway for Let's Go to Paris down the center of the racetrack, who flashes early speed as they race into turn one. Coming away second there was a Massive Hill. It's two in front of Kaylee's Princess, Keith Cash Jr. In between horses, Grismore and Nothing But Cat. Then it's Charlie's Prees. There's Burnin' Down the House, and the trailer is I'll Be Seeing You. Over to the quarter they go. Let's Go to Paris. It's up by a length and 3/4 here over Massive Hill in second. So through an opening quarter, 29-4. Massive Hill is at the inside second. That one's 3 clear of Nothing But Cat, who's 4 in front of Kaylee's Princess. Burning Down the House is next. Then we come back to I'll Be Seeing You and Cherry's Priest. Well-strung outfield here as they come down to the half. And Let's Go to Paris. The Ohio bred, owned by Eddie Miller and Ashley Dunn, is up by a length and a quarter here as they're off a half and a minute flat. Into the clubhouse turn they go. Massive Hill races second. The $25,000 Ohio selected purchase is right there with him. And it's a gap of 3 back to Nothing But Cat. It's 7 clear of Kaylee's Princess with 3/8 to go. Then comes Burnin' Down the House. Up the backstretch, final time. Let's Go to Paris. Is a 2-length leader over Massive Hill in second as they're off 3/4 at 129-3. Into the far turn, Nothing But Cat's got about 10 to make up. Here's Burnin' Down the House, rolling on the outside around Kaylee's Princess. But as they come to the top of the stretch with 1/8 of a mile to come, Let's Go to Paris leads. Let's Go to Paris is going to draw off and win by about 2.5. Let's Go to Paris is up by 2 lengths over Massive Hill second. Then came Nothing But Cat and Burnin' Down the House, 159. Pacers on the racetrack for the 7th race. When PB's on fire, Mark Rokovich drives for Richard Zelenak in the DTS Racing Stable. Number 2 is Base Stealer. Braden Rhodes drives for trainer Renee Loney and owner Mark Wright. I'm a Scolger is 3. Josiah Miller drives for Elson Miller and Jane Lee Rucker and Elson Miller. Perfect Pour is 4. Eric Miller drives for Kimber Clegg and Mikey Mowad. 5, Trey Surreal. Tyler Angus drives for owner-trainer John Hochstetler. That's the field for the 7th race, a field of 5. This is a conditioned pacing event. All the older horses here. The 2 Base Stealer returning here for trainer Renee Loney. It's racing against upper-level classed horses. 5-year-old gelding by Rocket Image with $111,000 made in his career. They'll go postward momentarily. Gauge rolling. Pacers moving up. And away they go there, off end of pacing. I'm a Scolger gets the first call down the center of the racetrack, and Mark Rokovich and PB's on fire down towards the inside. Flash speed there too, and these two will duel around the first turn. Then comes a Base Stealer who came away in a third. Down at the inside racing next is Perfect Pour. In the trailer is Trey Surreal. So it's PB's on fire with the lead a length and a quarter over I'm a Scolger, who races in a second. We come back to Base Stealer in a third as they're off the opening quarter in 28-1. So PB's on fire, leads them onto the far turn, first time up by a length and a quarter over I'm a Scolger, who's in second. Base Stealer down towards the inside is a third. That one's a length and a quarter clear of Perfect Pour. Then comes Trey Surreal. Bias they come for the first time. Still, PB's on fire. Mark Rokovich. They're up by a length and a quarter over Josiah Miller. I'm a Scolger, who now floats to the outside from second. Halftime of the board, 58-1. Base Stealer is third at this point. So they hit into the clubhouse turn. Then at the inside, racing next is Perfect Pour. And Trey Surreal is the trailer. Up the backstretch, I'm a Scolger is a 1-length leader over PB's on Fire, who's all out from in the second. Base Stealer goes up and around that one, trying to follow cover 3 deep into the track. Perfect Pour 3/4, 127 flat. Into the far turn they go. And it is I Am a Scolger who has the lead. They are 4 wide behind that one, with the rest of them all battling for minor spoils. But as they turn for home, I Am a Scolger turns with a 6-length lead. Rolling on the outside, Trey Surreal is finishing strongly with Base Stealer, but it is I Am a Scolger to win it by 6 in the end. Trey Surreal was second, Perfect Pour third, then Base Stealer and PB's on Fire in 156. Trotters on the racetrack for the 8th race. One is Salzbrook. Justin Irvine drives for Linda Main in the ECS Racing LLC. 2 Lakeside Jays, so by J. Wade Wilcox. Robert Roche trains. Winback's favorite, Timmy Johnson drives. 3 Helping is the Way. Braden Rhodes drives for Renee Loney and Mark Wright. For Bonanza Chip, Laverne Miller trains and drives for JD John Yoder. Muscles for Life is 5. Lauren Harmon drives for Krista Harmon and Gerald Hawks. Hiya Bud is 6. Kurt Sugg drives for Bob Schleybaugh and Calvin Hoover. And RB's Lucky One is 7. Eric Miller drives for Marion Shupp at the Sugar Lane Stables. That is the field for race number 8, another conditioned trotting event. And we'll go postward here momentarily. Starting gate trolling. Top of the stretch. They're off, and they are trotting from the outside. Muscles for Life is away for the lead. Off stride there at the start was Helping is the Way. Helping is the Way is off stride. So as they move into the backstretch, it's Muscles for Life who has the lead. Bonanza. Chip is on the outside in the second. Tim Johnson and Lakeside Jace is third. So they race to the opening quarter, and they are there in 29 and 2. Into the far turn they go. Muscles for Life and Bonanza Chip. Those two are 1-2, and they are dueling around the far turn first time. Lakeside Jace is gapping from in second. They're watching those leaders about 5 lengths off. Then comes Haya Bud, who races in fourth. Fit down towards the inside as they come by the stands for the first time is Justin Irvine and Saul's Good. That it's a gap of about 10 as they hit the half in 59 and 4 to Saul's Good, and Helping is the Way. So it's Muscles for Life and Bonanza Chip. Those two have been battling for much of the mile. The inside third at this point is Haya Bud. Lakeside Jace is fourth, but still trotting. Then comes Saul's Good as they begin to bunch up the back stretch, and it's still Muscles for Life and Bonanza Chip. Those two still 1-2. As here comes Saul's Good. He's got a lot of ground to make up as they're off 3/4 in 130 flat. Into the far turn, Muscles for Life is battled on to retake the lead from Bonanza Chip. Ground-saving trip there for Haya Bud. Here's Saul's Good on the outside with Lakeside Jace top of the stretch of the turn for home. Muscles for Life and Bonanza Chip are still slugging it out with a 16th of a mile left to go. It is Muscles for Life who wins by a length over Bonanza Chip. Then came Saul's Good from Haya Bud. Lakeside Jace in 159 and 4. Horses coming to the racetrack for tonight's 9th race, filly and mare pacing event. One Lily Grace Hill, Tyler Angus drives for trainer Corey DeArmond, Corey Cap, and Corey DeArmond. 2 Dancing Susie, Chris Hirschberger trains and drives for the CNC Stables. Timmy Johnson drives 3 Sugar Roll for Tommy Vossig. The 4 Panned, Luke Ebersole drives for William Simmons Sr., who also trains. Don't Sweeten It is 5 Braden Rhodes drives for trainer Chris Rickert and the Crazy Parrot Farm. And the 6 Blazing Dragon, Greg Grismore drives for John Semmelhack, who also owns. Winbeck's 2 favorites here team up for here in the 9th race as Tim Johnson drives the 3 Sugar Roll. It was a $24,000 yearling purchase. Has made $10,559, 1 win and 40 starts for trainer Tommy Vossick. Since shipping over to the MGM Northfield Park, he was second way back in the early part of March twice. It's kind of been up and down, dealing with some sickness issues. The mare by Roll with Harry looks to try to improve here this morning. The 2 Dancing Susie was 6th, the Buckeye Stallion Series Consolation 2 last year after racing on the fair circuit. Did have a leg of the Buckeye Stallion Series where she was 7th, beaten 4.5 lengths with Brett Miller driving in the sulky. Gets Chris Hirschberger here this morning. Starting gate beginning to roll for race 9. Filly and mare pacers moving up. And away they go there, offhand pacing. And Dancing Susie first away with Lily Grace Hill at the inside, racing in second as they round the first turn. Coming away third is Don't Sweeten It. That one's in front of Sugar Roll as they race into the first turn. Blazing Dragon is next, and the back marker is the first-time starter, Panned. Up the back stretch, Lily Grace Hill up by 2 lengths here over Dancing Susie, who's in second. Don't Sweeten It is third in front of Sugar Roll. Smells the action from in fourth as they're off a quarter at 29 and 4/5 seconds into the far turn they go for the first time. Lily Grace Hill on top here by a length and 3/4. Dancing Susie is second. First up and driving is Panned. Here comes Keith Cash Jr. now rolling up on the outside. Then on the inside is Don't Sweeten It in front of Sugar Roll. And Blazing Dragon is the trailers are off a half and a minute flat. Lily Grace Hill leads them into the clubhouse turn final time, up by a length and 3/4. Dancing Susie is in the pocket, racing second with Don't Sweeten It third. Panned is trying to advance but is not doing so. Then comes Sugar Roll and Tim Johnson racing next, and Blazing Dragon is the trailer. Up the back stretch they go. Lily Grace Hill leads them to 3/4 in 1:28 and 3. Into the far turn they go. Lily Grace Hill still the one, up by 2 lengths here. Over Dancing Susie, who is all out from in second. Done at the inside, Don't Sweeten It is third. Then comes Sugar Roll from in fourth as they come to the top of the stretch and they turn for home. Lily Grace Hill up by 2 and looking for more for Tyler. Lily Grace Hill wins. Dancing Susie second. Don't Sweeten It was third in front of Sugar Roll, 157-3.